The light or plight of Ixion. Eternal punishments. Ixion was the son of Phlegus, a descendant of Ares who was also the king of Lapiths, or also known as the Phlegians. Ixion is known for two things, having one of the more gnarly punishments and also being the first human to commit a very harsh sin in Greek culture of killing his own family member. The Greeks also had a policy of guest-host relations, known as xenia, hospitality towards guests and foreigners, which he also violated in this act of murder. The man he murdered was Dionysus, who was the father of his bride, Dia. Ixion did not pay the bride price for his marriage, so in return, Dionysus stole some horses from him, which then led to Ixion's own revenge of his stepfather. His first sin. Ixion's first sin was simple, but a first. He invited Dionysus to his house to collect the price that he owed him, but he instead pushed him into a pit of burning coals when he arrived. This type of crime was unknown to humans at the time, so as a fitting punishment, they exiled him instead of performing catharsis, or cleansing/purification. He wandered the lands as an outlaw and shunned wherever he went. He was the first human of his time to commit kinslaying. Even though his act would warrant a harsh punishment, Zeus took pity on the man, inviting him to Olympus. His final sin. The kinslayer's final sin was even more dirty than his previous. Ixion, invited to Olympus and purified by Zeus, chose to betray his host and became love-struck with the queen of the gods, Hera, and lusted after her. Zeus did not believe this right away, however. He chose to create an image of Hera out of a cloud known as Nephele, a cloud nymph. Zeus then tricked Ixion into having sex with it, impregnating it and giving birth to the father of the centaur race, Centaurus, which, because of the descent, are called the Ixionidae. Zeus was enraged to find his suspicions correct. A rather fitting punishment. Zeus, the king of the gods, being the one betrayed, gave Ixion one of the cruelest punishments. After being expelled from Olympus, Zeus ordered Hermes to bind Ixion to a winged fiery wheel that eternally spun. Originally, this wheel bearing Ixion was known to spin across the sky and heavens, until it was later transferred to Tartarus. My personal thoughts. While I may be no god or old Greek criminal, I will have to say Ixion was kind of a dick and deserving of this punishment. He was not only the first man to kill his own kin, he was also twice defying the act of respecting hospitality, which meant a lot to the Greeks. To top it all off, he committed the act of disrespecting the literal king of the gods, whose wife was the goddess of marriage. Ixion was a fool, and much like most of his fellow eternally punished mortals, his punishment was deserving, and I would rate it a solid